It's a glorious day here at Cabinet Joint. I'm Justin. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to build a paper towel cabinet. Now, essentially what this does is it allows you to take your paper towel off your countertop and put it accessibly into a cabinet like you see here. Now, this is also a drawer, so you can go ahead and open this up. There's more storage in the back, so you can put trash bags or more paper towel rolls, things like that back there. Now, it's also worth mentioning in this video, we're only going to be talking about the top portion right here, talking about the drawer in the cabinet and how to build that. The bottom can be whatever you want it to be. This customer has a trash pull-out, which is a great option. You can also do more drawers down here. You can do a door if you'd like. But the top here is really what we're gonna be looking at today. So this is a fully custom cabinet. You're not gonna find this in our catalog, but you are able to reach out to your cabinet coach and maybe this is the right option for you. And just a reminder, we are only talking about the actual paper towel drawer here. So if you have any questions about any of the other parts of the build, we have video links in the description that you can go and reference to see how we got to this point. So now let's look at the tools and supplies that you're gonna need. You're gonna need your speed square, pencil. We have our tape measure, a 3/4 inch Forstner bit, or you could use just any 3/4 inch drill bit. Some blue tape, impact with your T15 bit for your cabinet screws, a drill bit with an 1/8 inch drill bit, and a jigsaw with a good blade, and a 3/4 inch dowel. You can substitute a 3/4 inch dowel for maybe you want to do a 3/4 inch copper pipe or something like that. This will be used to actually hang the paper towel roll on. You can also go ahead and just supply yourself with an aftermarket paper towel holder. And then lastly, we have the paper towels here. So now looking over here at the cabinet, at this point in the build, it is exactly the same as it would be for your typical inset job. We have our drawers and everything installed. And like I said, it's all the same steps that you would, except we stopped here at installing your drawer front. And then on the bottom of this cabinet, we actually have a bottom mount trash pull-out. This is a great design, great use of space. We have a separate video on how to install that. If you notice, this cabinet looks a little bit different. There's no top rail here, and also our drawer front has a big hole in it. That is because we are going to be installing this drawer front and actually cutting out of the drawer box in order to have that opening. And then the countertop will sit right on top of here, so there's just no need really for that upper top rail. So now let's get into making it a paper towel cabinet. So the first step is, as we have our drawer installed in the cabinet here, we are going to tape the front and the back of the front of the drawer box. That way, when we go to cut it out, the tape will help the wood from splintering out. Because it's hardwood, because you're using a jigsaw, it's just a good possibility that that wood will want to go ahead and splinter out. We can avoid that by putting this tape. Now, once we have it taped, we can go ahead and temporarily place our drawer front. We are going to create even spacing using these 3 32nd inch spacers that we have here. If you don't have 3 32nd inch spacers, you can just go ahead and use shims, just so that you can get even spacing all the way around like any other inset drawer box. Once you have it set in place, you're going to want to mark in the inside of that opening there on your drawer front, and then this will be your line to show you where to go and cut. Once you have it marked out, you can take that drawer front off and then extend the line up to the top of the front of the drawer box, because we are going to cut out essentially almost all of the front of that drawer box. Now we can go ahead and cut. I'm gonna place the drawer box vertically and have clamps to hold it down while I cut. And I'm gonna start out with both of the sides. You're gonna want to use a good jigsaw blade, because otherwise it can cause some issues. It can cause more splintering than necessary. Also, you're gonna wanna watch out. Make sure that you have multiple jigsaw blades, because you are going to hit staples that are attaching the bottom of the drawer box to the actual front of the box here. So your jigsaw is gonna go through that. It's not gonna like it. So make sure you have some extra blades lying around in case you need to use them. We're gonna start from the sides, and then we're gonna kind of curve in to get the back of that cut. And then we're gonna come back in to finish that corner. So now that the cut is done, I'm gonna go ahead and sand it out. I'm gonna get rid of any burn marks that was left in the wood from my blade. And I'm also gonna go make sure that everything fits nice and there's no massive waves or anything like that that will catch the eye. So now that we've cut out the front of our drawer box, we can go ahead and attach our drawer front to the box itself. You're gonna measure 1/2 inch from the bottom of the front. You're gonna place your drawer box on that 1/2 inch mark and then have even spacing on either side. This is gonna be the same step pretty much as any other mounting of a drawer front to a drawer box. And you're gonna go ahead and drill in all 4 corners, and then go ahead and place the 1¼ inch cabinet screw to fasten the front to the box. Make sure you pre-drill and make sure you don't over torque the screws, because this is a pretty delicate piece of wood now that we have just cut the majority of the meat out of it. Now we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put the drawer back into the box and make sure that everything looks good and that all the spacing is even. From there, we can make any adjustments using the Bloom undermount clip, the side to side, up and down adjustments to make sure we get everything nice and perfect. Now that we like the fit, it's time to get our dowel into place to hold our paper towels. So we are going to take the drawer out of the cabinet and place it down, and now we're going to measure to drill out our holes for the dowel. You will measure up 3 5/8 from the bottom of the drawer, and then 2 1/8 from the front of the drawer. These measurements might vary just a little bit depending on the size of your paper towel rolls that you get. But the goal is to have it floating to where it rolls out and doesn't create any friction with the top and the bottom. So then you will go ahead and transfer your mark onto the outside of the drawer box. That way we can start drilling from the outside, just so that way we get a cleaner cut. So now you can see me, I am drilling from the outside just to get that hole started, and then I'm going back and drilling out from the inside and then busting with my drill bit through. Once again, this is a 3/4 bit. If you have a larger dowel, you're just gonna use whatever size dowel that you have. So if it's 1 inch, you're gonna use a 1 inch bit. A 3/4 inch like I have, you're gonna use a 3/4 inch bit. Now that I have drilled it out, you can see on the outside, it's a much cleaner cut now, and it didn't splinter out at all due to the fact that we had started that hole on the other side. And now we can go ahead and make sure our dowel fits. So you can see here it's a little tight, but I'm pushing it in and out, wiggling around a little bit, reaming out that hole. If it's tight, you can also just go ahead and take your drill bit and ream it in and out of that hole a little bit, putting pressure on the sides and the top and the bottom. That way it creates just a little bit bigger of a hole and there's a little less friction there holding your dowel. The dowel slides in and out, very nice. I'm gonna put the paper towel roll in just to make sure everything still looks good, and it does. So now we can go ahead and cut the dowel at the miter saw. So I just flushed up the dowel at one end of the drawer box and then went to the other side, made that mark, took that dowel then to the miter saw, I cut it there. And now I am just putting it back in and installing it in the drawer. And now I'm gonna go ahead and install the drawer back into the cabinet. Then I'm gonna show you, like right here, pretend that there's a countertop in, you can't see from the top. To install your paper towel roll, you'll just pull out the drawer, push in the dowel, pull it out, and then you can stick that roll in and then push the dowel back into the hole. And now you have a fully functional paper towel cabinet, and you even have space in the back that you can store more things if you want. And now we have completed the paper towel cabinet. And so this is a really cool cabinet that this customer is getting with the bottom mount trash pull out here in the bottom. This is just a cool configuration and really cool feature, a lot of accessibility and a lot of options. The biggest things to remember are just to make sure you have accurate measurements that will work for your paper towel roll and make sure everything will pull out smoothly. And just be careful as you're cutting, because you only have one shot with the drawer box. If you cut it too big or too small, you're gonna run into some issues later on. So double check your measurements for both drilling the holes and for cutting out the front of your drawer box. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to your cabinet coach, or you can call us at 888-211-6482. Thank you guys for watching the video. Have a great day.